Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah alladhi hadana lihadha wa ma kunna linahtadiya lawla an hadana Allah. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Peace be upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah, today we have joined for an important webinar. The topic is Secrets of Memory. So, very good evening to everyone. Welcome to IQ International's Secrets of Memory free webinar. As many parents and students request, today we have decided to conduct this online webinar in English. So we have done this already many times in Tamil. So this Secrets of Memory webinar specially conducted due to COVID. Many students, they have missed their momentum in their studies, and especially we need to know what are the main important secrets to learn. So these days, many students, they used to join many classes, online classes, the other tuition classes. But still they say, I go to many classes, but still I'm unable to learn properly. Still my parents, they will give a very big complaint. We are sending many classes, but still, our kids, they are not scoring well in exams. So my dear parents and students, today, very short time, we are going to learn many secrets of our brain. So this will be a very good, useful program for everyone, inshallah. The first thing is, this is not a complete lecture, right? So even parents or students, you can chat and answer the questions which I'm going to ask during the session, right? So you can type and send your answers, right? So secrets of memory, that is our topic today. Okay. So first, what we have to learn is memory, which is an important thing in our life. Not only for students, but even for teachers, businessmen, parents, everyone. Especially, it is very important for students. For an example, if you are learning a lesson in January, okay, if you are learning a lesson in January, you need to keep that science or, history, whatever. You need to keep that lesson in your mind nearly for 3-4 months, and you'll be facing your semester exam. You have to keep the same subject in your mind until the year end. There will be a semester exam, right? Maybe, sometimes the lesson you learned in grade 9, you have to keep the same lesson in your mind for 2 to 3 years. Same lesson can be a question in your ordinary level, O-level exams. So memory is very important in this world. So we, IQ International, we conduct many training programs for students, parents, professionals. So today, secrets of memory. The first thing is, now, before we go to the subject, before we learn the secrets, let me ask one question to start. Right. So all of you have joined to know about memory, the secrets of memory. If someone can tell, right, where does our memory stores? We talk about memory, right? Memory is very important. We need memory, if memory is not there, we cannot do anything properly. But how many of us we know that where does our memory stores? If anyone can answer, you can just go and type the answers and send so I can read it. Let us see how many of us actually know where does our memory stores. Who knows? Waiting for the answers. In our brain, in hippocampus, right? That is, I got one answer. In our brain, hippocampus. Very good. Expecting more answers. Expecting more answers. Still, we have received only one answer. So in our brain, hippocampus, I think only one participant know the answer. Another answer, in heart. Memory is stored in heart. Interesting, right? Any other answers? Any other opinions? No, it is not in heart. If you know, you can reply. Okay. So in mind, right? So now brain. We have received many answers now, right? But I don't agree with all the answers. But still, there are some answers. Heart is wrong, but still somehow you can say that the other answers, brain, hippocampus and mind, okay, 90% agree. But actually, because before we learn the secrets of memory, we need to know that where does our memory stores first, right? So actually, you have to understand this. There are some levels in our mind. There are some levels, especially there are 4 levels of our mind. I'm not going to explain all 4, but the first one is unconscious mind. For an example, a newborn baby's mind, right? Cannot understand anything. Number 2 is conscious mind. Conscious mind. So conscious mind means now all of us, we are in conscious mind, because you can listen to me, you can see me, you can understand what's happening around you. So that is called conscious. Unconscious means you cannot understand anything. Okay. Number 3, subconscious mind. Number 3, called as subconscious mind. Subconscious mind means, that is a store room in our mind. Okay. Subconscious mind means actually whatever happens in your life, whatever happens, automatically everything will be recorded automatically, right? Now, for an example, if we need to record this Zoom meeting, we need to on the recording button so that it will get recorded, right? If you need to record something, you have to manually record it. But a special thing about our mind is subconscious mind automatically, even if you wish or if you don't wish, everything will be recorded. Clear? So that is subconscious mind. Number 4, that is superconscious mind. I think we don't need it now. So actually memory stores in our subconscious subconscious mind. Automatically, everything, whatever we learn, whatever we listen, each and everything will be stored in subconscious mind. Hope you understand, right? So now what we have to learn is what are the secrets. So now even if I wish or if I don't wish, everything is saved there. So what is memory? I have, alhamdulillah, so far I have done this program for millions of students. So I used to ask this question. We are learning about memory, but do you know what is memory? What is memory? So many of them, they say, keeping the old things in our mind, that is called as memory. There are many answers. I'll give you one example. I'll make you clear, but actually memory means subconscious mind. Everything is saved there in subconscious mind. So our memory stores in subconscious mind. The informations. So memory power, what is that? Memory power, what is that? So memory power means actually whatever saved in our subconscious mind. Right now we are getting the exam paper, you need to answer. You have learned the lesson before 2 to 3 weeks. So now that lesson is in your subconscious mind, for sure it is there, right? Now you need to get the answer. If you get the answer, what it means? The memory power is there for you. So actually memory means, there are many different opinions, different definitions are there, but according to me, memory means recalling informations from subconscious mind to conscious mind at the moment you need. That is called as memory power. Memory power, because you need something to recall. If you don't get to your mind, there is no memory power. You may meet someone and just think, I know this person very well. So now you are in conscious mind. You have the identification about that person already. So that memory is in your subconscious mind. So if you can recall from subconscious mind to conscious mind, that is called as memory power. Fine. So moving to the next step, very important in memory. Okay, now we are learning about secrets in memory. Okay, there are some important things to learn. Now all of you just close your eyes and imagine the word. Now I'm going to tell you a word. Just close your eyes and imagine that word. Think about that. Right. This is the word. Now I'm going to tell you the word. The word is barbecue chicken, or chicken barbecue, something. You can think that. You have to imagine. Hope everyone did. Right. So now I would like to ask someone, if anyone can answer. Okay, when you do the imaginations, what did you get to your mind? If anyone can answer, what did you get to your mind? I said barbecue chicken. So what did you think? Who can answer? Anyone? One answer is taste. Feeling that taste. Any other answers? You sometimes you know, that taste may come to your mind. Bint Abdul Rahman, image, yes, exactly, yes, exactly, yes, right? That photo, that picture, that image will come to your mind first. I said barbecue chicken, but no one, you know, thought of trying. No one tried the spellings. Barbecue chicken means, what is the spelling for chicken? You will not get the spellings, or you will not get the letters, fonts. Directly, your mind will imagine the picture of barbecue chicken. Okay? The barbecue night which you had with your family or with your friends. You can remember that. And then you will feel the taste, you will feel the smell and everything. But before everything, the first thing, the imagination will be the picture, the photo. Because the main secret of our memory is our brain, right? Especially our brain got a special language. Now, already we have conducted this same program in Tamil, but many participants, they didn't participate because if you don't know Tamil, you will not join the link. Because you don't know Tamil, you cannot understand anything. Now today, the people who doesn't understand English, they will not join today because they cannot understand English. So no use of joining. The biggest mistake our students make, you know, what is that mistake? Before we learn, you know, especially everything is going from our brain. Okay. So there is a special language, brain's language. Believe me, we are learning in English, we are learning in Tamil, we are learning in Sinhala or Arabic, whatever, but still our brain doesn't know any of this language. Right? I can tell you a very good example. Now, parents, you're sending your son or daughter for a 3-hour lecture program or a special seminar. After 3 hours, if your son or daughter come to your house, if you ask some questions, what did you learn? What did the lecture say? What are the lessons you learned? For sure, they will not answer even 50%. Because easily, when they come back, they forget everything. That's what's happening, right? But if you watch a 3 hours movie, a Tamil cinema movie or whatever, any Hollywood or Bollywood, whatever, if you watch a 3 hours movie, after the end, if you ask some questions from the same movie, 100% everyone will answer. Even if I ask you now, you know, especially near students, right? If I ask you now, what's the lesson you learned last Thursday in science subject? Okay, which lesson you learned? Then, you know, the student will think. First he will think, did I learn science on Thursday? What's the lesson? Cannot remember. But still, you know, if I ask you before, what's the lesson you learned before 1 month? You say, I cannot remember. But you know, exactly, if I ask you about the movie, you can answer everything. Who is the hero, the heroine, the joker, the songs, the opening scene, the climax, everything, the end scene, everything is in your mind. Do you know the reason? Do you know the reason? The reason is brain's language, pictures, images, videos, right? So that movie is already in brain's language, so it will go and save in your mind. You can recall the informations anytime, okay, anytime. But the font, the letters are not brain's language, okay. This is not brain's language. So even if you read 1,000 letters, you are unable to recall the information, because recalling the information from subconscious mind to conscious mind is called as memory, right? So I'll give you another very good example. You are learning a poem. You have write and you are memorizing. You are by hearting for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. You will for a speech competition or for something you are learning. You are writing and memorizing. You will feel so hard. Somehow you will memorize, but for 2 days, if you didn't revise it, automatically you forget it again. I'm asking you now, how many songs you have memorized? Cinema songs, movie songs, film songs. How many songs you have memorized so far? Can anyone tell? No. Can anyone tell that at least have even one of you, have you write the lyrics and memorize that cinema song? Any one of you? I have write it completely and I have memorized the song like how I memorize my speech or how I memorize my poems. No, we have not, do that. We don't do that, but still, better than the poem, better than the speech, easily we can memorize the song. If you listen to that 2 times or 3 times or 4 times, and then next time when you listen to that song, you will also sing. You didn't write the note, but still students are suffering. They are writing the notes, memorizing, doing everything, but still they are unable to recall the information. So the point I'm trying to make is, we have to know the secrets first before we learn. The main secret of our memory is our brain doesn't know English or Tamil or Sinhala or any other language. Brain's language is called as psychosymbology. Psychosymbology, right? There's a special language, psychosymbology. So if you are reading the letters, if you are learning the fonts, you have to learn about psychosymbology and you have to save the information in brain's language. So you can recall all the informations, like you recall the movie, like you recall the song, right? There are many kids, small kids, they memorize the whole Quran, but still they don't know how to recite. They don't know the letters. They don't know to read, but still they can recite many surahs. They have memorized. How? That is listening. So brain's language, images, videos, and sounds, listening. Okay. Final example. Just take a newspaper. Okay, newspaper. If you take that newspaper now, for an example, your grandfather, especially old people, they used to read newspapers every day. Nowadays, this younger generation, new generation, we just go through in mobile phones, internet. But still, old people, they'll, read the newspapers, right? So there are thousands of words, thousands of letters, but there will be a big picture and big heading first page. After your grandfather read all the news, now you are going to ask him, okay, what did you read? Today morning, your grandfather read the total newspaper, but today evening you are asking, what did you read? Can you tell some information? But only 20 to 30% he can recall. But if you ask, what's that image in that first page, right? I can remember one incident. Sri Lankan government did an agreement with China government, and regarding the port city. So one of my known person, he was reading the total informations about that. Even I read. Then after I read, I asked him for how many millions Sri Lankan government have give this land for China government. He said, I read, but I cannot remember. Okay. Then I asked for how many years they have do this agreement. Again, he said that information was there. I read, but still I cannot remember. And then, they mentioned the defense minister's name, China's defense minister's name, because he came to Sri Lanka directly. Then I asked, what's the name of the China's defense minister? He said, I read, but I cannot remember. Finally, I asked, there is an image. Our president was there in that image. Can you remember what color shirt did our president wear? Next second, he said, a maroon color shirt. Quickly, he said, the point I'm trying to make is, will they mention our president, Mr. Gotabaya Rajapaksa, with a brown color shirt, and then Mr. Mahinda Rajapaksa with a white color dress? Will they mention that in letters? No, they will not. But the other questions which I asked earlier, each and everything is mentioned in letters. Still he cannot recall. But this information is not mentioned in the news, but still that photo, that image, it will be there directly. It will go and save to our mind, right? Even the fonts, okay, it will go to our mind, but you cannot recall it because brain doesn't know English, brain doesn't know Tamil, brain doesn't know Sinhala, any language, a special language, psychosymbology. You have to learn that. If you learn that psychosymbology, brain's language, and then you can convert everything. Your textbook, you can convert it to brain's language and send it to your mind. So that in exams you can recall. There are some special methods. Okay. So we, IQ International, conduct a special training workshop for students, professionals, teachers, parents, anyone can join, right? That is a 5 days training program, right? So You call it as speed memory training. Speed memory training. How to know the, how to understand the lessons, how to read the lessons in scientific way. Now, if a student is going to study, now the daughter is telling their mother, Mom, I'm going to study. But the student will go and take the book and just read. Just read. After finish reading, she'll say, I'm done. I have studied. I have learned. But actually, dear students, parents, do you know that reading is not learning? Reading is a part of learning. But what we think is, if I read everything, it's okay. I have learned. No, that is totally wrong. Reading is a part of learning. There are many things you have to do before that. Okay. So, this 5 days speed memory training workshop will help you practically. We will guide you how to learn. Okay. How to memorize. What is psychosymbology? How to convert everything in our brain's language. How to save it. How to recall it. How to keep it for a long period. There are 3 types in our memory. One is known as sensory memory. Okay. And then short-term memory. And then long-term memory. Whatever you learn now, that is sensory memory. But if you need to send it to long-term memory, that is a process. We have to learn it practically. And there are some world's famous #1 learning techniques. Okay. We are learning in normal method, the old method, right? In our memory, there are 2 sections. One is untrained memory. The other one is trained memory. Do you know that still we are using untrained memory? Still we are using untrained memory. But actually, we have to use trained memory. Trained memory means that is creative memory. Okay. The difference between creative memory and the old method, untrained memory, is if you learn something in untrained memory, I mean the old method, it will take more time, but you can learn only few things. But creative memory means this 5 days speed memory training workshop. Inshallah, we have organized to conduct that in next few days. I mean from 11th of February, inshallah. So you can see our contact details in screen. So inshallah, you can contact us for further details. So this creative memory method, if you learn that, if you follow that, you will be learning more things, but it takes only few minutes. The difference. Untrained memory, old method, you will take more time, but only few informations you can memorize, but still it is not permanent. Easily will forget it. Okay. And here in creative memory method, you can memorize more things, but it takes only few minutes. The main thing, important thing is it is permanent. You can keep it in your mind permanently. So it will be very useful for the students, also the teachers, professionals. So inshallah, our contact details are there in your screen. So you can contact us for further details. Speed memory training, 5 days training. So practically we will conduct the lessons about brain's language, about learning techniques, how to memorize the lessons. And one final guarantee is, inshallah, after this 5 days speed memory workshop, students, they will scan the textbook and save each and every paragraph in their mind. So in your exams, you can recall any informations from your textbook. So you can save your textbook in your mind. Before that, you have to learn the practical ways, how to do that. You have to learn the brain's language. You need to know how to convert, right? So students, I hope you have learned something. You have get some important knowledge. Now, so far we have learned the basics of our memory. Now I'm going to give you some important techniques, especially some secrets, right? So now, so far we know that brain's language is not our language, right? So if you didn't talk to your friend in his language, now example, a world famous lecturer, if anyone can mention a name, who is the world's #1 best lecturer? Just anyone you can mention, maybe your favorite lecturer. Who is the world's famous lecturer? According to you, it may differ. Come on, anyone you can tell. You can type your answers and send. One answer is Dr. Zakir Naik. Right. Any other answers? Any other answers? Again, Dr. Zakir Naik. Not only in Islamic view, generally, okay? In world, Albert Einstein, world's best lecturer. There are many of them. Right? Mufti Menk. Right? There are many ones. Noman Ali Khan. I'm receiving many answers so far. So yes, there are many. Isaac Bari. Yeah. So I'm asking you, Colonel West. Okay. Thanks a lot for everyone. Now I'm going to explain you. Right. Let us think Dr. Zakir Naik is world's #1 best lecturer. He used to give his lecture in English, especially. If a person doesn't know English, right, you're taking him to Dr. Zakir Naik's program, but still he will not understand English. Okay, actually the lecture will be very interesting, very useful, advantage, but for your friend, because he doesn't know English, he will say useless program. Nothing special. I didn't understand anything. Right? Even if it is a world's best lecture, still if a person doesn't understand that language, a person from China is coming to you, maybe hopefully in next 10 years, you may meet many Chinese people in Sri Lanka. So if he talked to you in Chinese for 15 minutes continuously, just imagine continuously, He is talking in Chinese with you. What will you tell? You'll say, after he go, you say, ah, headache. My head is paining. I cannot listen to him because you don't understand anything. Okay, for sure, your head will pain, right? Or while he talk, you'll feel sleepy. You'll feel sleepy, drowsy, because you cannot understand anything. You'll feel sleepy. Or you'll think headache. When will this man stop his words and go? You'll think like that. Okay. Same thing what happens to our students. Ask your students, teachers, ask your students, parents, ask your kids, what happens when you learn? First thing they say, I feel sleepy when I open my book. Or when the sir or teacher, when they teach, I feel sleepy. Do you know why? Because they are learning, but still, as our brain cannot understand that language, because the letters, the fonts are not brain's language. Surely brain will feel sleepy. Or have you ever heard that? Many students, they say, I wish to learn, I need to study, I need to get best results. But every time when I open my book, I feel headache. I have given counseling for many students with same problem. Do you know the reason? If you don't know Arabic, for how long can you listen to an Arabic lecture? You will not. I tell my own experience. Alhamdulillah, so far we have conducted many training programs, workshops in many countries regarding speed memory training. Once I went to Malaysia, right? I think nearly for more than 3 weeks I was there. 3 Fridays I was there. 3 Fridays. So one time there's a place called Masjid India in Malaysia. There's a place called Masjid India. So in that place, right, the Jummah Khutbah Friday sermon will be in Tamil. And next 2 weeks, once we went to a place that is the capital of Malaysia, right? And then another place we visited, finally, second Jummah, I think, both the lecture, the Jummah Khutbah in English, right? But the second one, right, I think that is in Bukit Bintang. That is the name of that place, Bukit Bintang, right? So the Khatib used to do the Friday sermon Jummah in Malay. We cannot understand. I cannot understand Malay, but he gave the translation in English also, right? He did it in Malay. Also, he gave the translation in English. So, mashallah, nothing wrong. And let me tell you, once regarding speed memory training, I went to Maldives, right? In Sri Lanka, Sinhala is our main language. In Maldives, their main language is called as Divehi, right? So many of them they speak in English, but still there are some people they cannot understand. They cannot understand English, so they're talking Divehi. So only for I was nearly 10 days I was there. So only 1 5 day Jumma I faced there, but that khutbah was totally in Divehi. I cannot understand anything. That's 40 minutes, you know, even I felt sleepy. I thought, when will this khutbah end? Because we cannot understand anything. To tell you, after I returned my room, I felt headache. Because for 40 minutes, if you are listening to an unknown language, for sure brain will feel hard. So the point I'm trying to make is, first you have to learn the language of brain. And the lessons you learn in English or Tamil or Sinhala, whatever you read, you can convert it to brain's language and save it in your mind. So if you need the information again in your exams, you can recall it easily. Right. And then moving to the next step now. If I ask you, today it is 6th of February. If I ask you, before 10 days, for an example, January 26th, what was the day? Many of them will think Sunday or Monday. What's the day? Before 20 days, 15 days, maybe before last 2 weeks. For your lunch, what did you had for your lunch 2 weeks ago? Tuesday. Example. Okay. So can you recall it quickly? Can you recall it quickly? No. You have to think. Even if you think, sometimes you may take 2 minutes and tell the answer. Sometimes you will say, no, I cannot remember. If I ask you before 22 days, example, right? Last Thursday at 5 o'clock, sharp 5 o'clock, what did you do? They say, I cannot remember. But same question, if I make some difference in the date, if I ask you, can you recall the food menu, your lunch menu in your last Eid festival? Maybe Hajj festival, or on last Ramadan festival. Hopefully 90% of them you will recall. You will recall. On that day, this is the lunch. This is the breakfast. Where did you go on that day? Okay. And to tell you more, if I ask you, if you have go for a family trip or a school trip, at what time did you leave from your school? You tell the time, exact time. At what time did you return? You'll tell me the exact time. Where did you go? What are the places? Everything you can recall. Maybe you have gone for that trip before 2 to 3 years. During this COVID, nearly for 2 years, no one went, especially school trips, right? Right. So, but still you can recall all the information. What are the places what's the color of that bus? Still you can remember. Maybe you can remember the face of your driver, bus driver also. But still it is before 2 to 3 years. You can remember that. You can recall that. But
still, you cannot recall the informations what happened recently. So do you know the reason? Actually, the secret behind this is our brain will save anything if it is unusual, if it is different, if it is totally different, it will be saved in our subconscious mind very in strong position, right? Even if the other informations are saved already, but this different thing, this unusual incident will be stored very strongly, so easily you can recall that. So let me give you one more example now. Who can recall the date of tsunami? When did tsunami take place? Who can send the answer? You can type and send the answers. If you can mention the date or month or year, something. Yes, that is 2004, December. 26th of December 2004. That is the correct answer. So mashallah, maybe it is Sunday. Someone has mentioned that also. So mashallah, look at if you think, okay, how can we recall this? Now this is 2022, 18 years ago. This incident took place 18 years ago, but still if we can recall this with the date, month, year and everything, even the day, Sunday, if you can recall that, the secret behind this memory is different. Okay, so if you learn differently, this is my point. So you are learning in same way, same memorization, same method, reading, memorizing, by hearting. If you learn in same method, you will be forgetting everything quickly. But if you learn in different way, okay, you will be able to understand, you will be able to keep everything in your mind, right? So there are two parts, two sections in our memory. One is untrained memory, okay, so the other one is trained memory, that is creative memory. Creative memory means learning subjects, learning thing in different way. So according to brain's language. So if you learn in creative memory method, in different method, you can easily store everything in your mind, right? So the difference, so these are the difference. Now finally, let me tell you some important points about our memory, some important secrets. Finally, do you know there is a natural memory power? Okay, now we are talking about how to increase the memory power, what are the secrets of our memory, right? But naturally you got some memory, but some activities, right, it will decrease your natural memory power. Number one, if you used to talk lie, okay, if you are lying, automatically your natural memory power will decrease. Now, can anyone of us, can someone tell that in my life I have not tell a single lie so far? Can anyone tell like that? No one can tell like that. Even if someone tell that, okay, if a person tell that I have not tell a single lie in my life, that is the biggest lie. Okay, hope you understand. So that is the biggest lie. So including me, everyone, we have talked at least one lie in our life. So but if you are continue to lie, automatically your natural memory power will decrease. So now students, if you think that I'm going to many classes, I'm learning, I'm reading, I'm doing everything, but still I cannot keep this in memory. So first you have to stop talking lie. Okay, you cannot lie. So that is the first thing. And then let me tell you, world's famous medicine college, John Hopkins. This is the research of John Hopkins Medical College, medicine. So in 24 hours per day, you got 24 hours. In 24 hours, 3 in 1, you have to sleep. 3 in 1, you have to sleep. If you are not sleeping, 3 in 1 means divide 24 into 3. So it is 8 hours per day. Okay. So if you need to sleep 8 hours per day, okay, if you can sleep 8 hours per day, then you will be getting a healthy brain. Okay. So if you didn't sleep 8 hours, what happens? So for an example, if you sleep 1 hour less, 7 hours means in your brain, IQ power will be decreased 1%. If you sleep 1 hour less, 1% IQ power will be decreased. So imagine if you are sleeping only for 5 or if you are sleeping for 7 hours continuously for 2 months, then automatically 60% of your IQ power will decrease. So you have to be very careful. Now there is a question. Dr. Zakir Naik says that he used to sleep around 3 to 4 hours every day, but still he can memorize. So how is this possible? I'll tell you the answer. Right? I don't know that Dr. Zakir Naik is sleeping around 3 to 4 hours every day, but I'll tell you, maybe that is the answer. I'll make it clear. So this point, now if you are sleeping for 7 hours continuously for 2 months, every day, 1% of your IQ power will decrease. So you have to be very careful. And students now, these days, if you ask a student at what time do you sleep, around 11, around 12:30, midnight. But once again you have to wake up early morning to pray subah, to go to school. So still you sleep only 4 to 5 hours. So if you can sleep early around 9 o'clock, if you can wake up early around 5 o'clock, that is 8 hours. So you have to maintain this in your life, so that you will be your memory power will be increasing. Okay. And now coming to the question, Dr. Zakir Naik sleeps only 3 to 4 hours. Actually, I didn't know that, but maybe this is the answer. As I mentioned earlier, right, there are 4 levels in our mind. So the final level, the last one is superconscious mind. That is a noble mind, spiritual mind. So the relationship with God is mainly mentioned as superconscious mind. So now usually if you are sleeping, you are in unconscious mind. Right, so you need to go to unconscious mind to give a rest to your brain, so that you'll be getting a rest. But better than that, our memory will be more stronger if you are going to superconscious mind. Right, superconscious mind means praying. Okay, the Qiyamul Layl, the night prayers, or reciting Quran, asking dua. So if you are in superconscious mind, subconscious mind will be more stronger, because the relationship is with God, so it will be more stronger. So I think that's the reason why Dr. Zakir Naik got best memory. So now finally, my last advice, you have to stop using social media. Very dangerous. Students, take my word, using social media is poison for you, except the education purpose. If you need to learn something, okay, if it is educational purpose, it's okay. But except that, if you are watching YouTube, if you are watching Facebook, okay, WhatsApp, there are many social media apps, Skype, Viber, Instagram, there are many apps. What happens if you are learning, it is in letters, fonts, but still that is not the brain's language. But these pictures, movies, WhatsApp videos, YouTube videos, the images, okay, everything is automatically in brain's language. So what happens? Everything will save in your mind directly, because it is in brain's language. You can recall it easily, but the lessons you learned, it will go more down. So you will feel so hard to recall the informations, because these subjects, social media, videos, pictures, everything will disturb you to recall your lessons. So I hope you understand, social media is very dangerous, especially for students. So maximum, except learning purpose, maximum you have to stop using social media, so that you will be getting a very good, strong memory power. So far I have given some important points regarding memory, secrets of memory. So you cannot complete everything. You cannot complete everything in one program. So finally, you have to, before you learn, you have to link, because linking is known as key of memory. Linking is known as key of memory. So if you need to learn something, you have to link. Okay, so link and learn. Also, mainly interest is known as father of memory. So repetition is known as mother of memory. If interest and repetition is not there, memory power is not there. So inshallah, so far I have given my maximum in this short duration. So inshallah, we will train you 5 days practically. Inshallah, we will train you how to learn, how to read scientifically. There are some world's famous techniques to learn, to scan the textbook and to remember each and every paragraph in your textbook. Inshallah, we will guide you, we will train you. So how to convert, how to learn the textbook, how to convert it to brain's language, how to recall informations, how to keep it strong in our mind for a long time period, inshallah. So we hope that you got maximum advantage from this free webinar. See you soon in another program. Until that, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.